Hello everybody, it's your boy Pyrotechnic and I'm back with another video. Happy 18th anniversary to the American Dragon Jake Long. The show premiered today, 18 years ago, in the great year of 2005. Man, that was a great show on Disney Channel. The American Dragon Jake Long. I remember Jake, Fu, and his grandpa Luong would always be together in that Manhattan doormat room. And Jake was only 13 years old. He was a descendant of real dragons. And I just want to explain why that show was so good. The American Dragon Jake Long kind of reminded me of Juniper Lee a little bit from Cartoon Network. Disney Channel had their own Juniper Lee, or kind of, I don't want to say Ben 10 mix or Johnny Test mix, but if I had to like say it was mixed with something, it would be kind of that, because Ben 10, you know, he had the Omnitrix. He changed it to like over 10 different aliens. Jake Long was a dragon. He was a half human, half dragon. So was his grandpa. And you know, the American Dragon Jake Long, it kind of taught you a lot about Chinese American heritage too, because it was so important to see that, you know, Jake's grandpa, he was Chinese, and, you know, he wasn't a flying dragon. He was like one of those water type dragons. Like, he didn't have no wings or anything. But Jake, he had wings. He was a real life flying, fire breathing dragon. And one of my favorite specials or episodes of that show, I remember, is when Jake went to that Dragon Council and he had to, you know, go in front of the dragons and, you know, be judged of what he did was wrong or what he did was right. And one of my other favorite episodes is when, you know, they had this big contest, this big dragon tournament, and Jake was competing against other dragons. I mean, you had different type of colored dragons there. You had the purple dragon, who was also, you know, that evil dragon. Well, he was black, but he's kind of mixed in with purple. He was a hard-looking dragon. Like, he looked really good. And you had, like, but the tournament, you had different color type of dragons. You had orange, you had the blue dragon, you had the green, you had, you know, pink. I mean, there was so many different, you know, characterizations and visualizations of dragons there. And it was a really good show. If they had to reboot this show, I really wish they would, because, you know, this show only had 2 seasons, and it was such a really good show. The first season had the best animation. I didn't really like the second season animation, because they changed the way he looked in the second season. He got so skinny and looked so pale in the second season. It's like, man, in the first season, you were this big buff dragon. And then in the second season, you look like you haven't ate in years, man. Like, you looking worse than your grandpa. You know how his grandpa changed to that blue dragon, the little skinny dragon, the little serpent-looking dragon. Yeah. But happy anniversary to the American Dragon Jake Long, one of the best shows that didn't last long. Only had 2 seasons. And I noticed that a lot with the 2005, 2006 shows, like, think about it, like Crypto the Superdog only lasted 2 seasons. Camp Lazlo didn't last that long. Juniper Lee didn't last that long. Robot Boy didn't really last that long. So a lot of the shows that came out in 2005, they didn't really have a long time. And they were really good shows. I enjoyed it. They weren't no big top name shows, but they were decent shows. But anyway, happy anniversary to the American Dragon Jake Long. You be the one I'm bragging. He's the American Dragon. The Mac Daddy from the NYC, you heard?